Welcome back to We Don't Color on the Dog. We got with the state rep, Alex Andrade. Alex, how are you?
Good, Rick. How are you?
Fine. An interesting story in Politico. You and I have talked a little bit today about it. It's not unusual for media to get public records, but to get public records when uh, a state official, a House committee chair, has asked for the same records and still hasn't received them. Give us some of the background because I was thinking this all happened in a couple days, but Politico had these records over a week ago.
Yeah, Rick. The Friday before last, so mid-July almost, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
What is today? August 10th. So almost 2 weeks ago,
Right.
Jeremy Redfern, the public information officer for James Uthmeier, the Attorney General, reached out unsolicited to a Politico reporter, called him, did not text him, and brought him a stack of about 600 pages of documents printed out and told this reporter he had a 2 week exclusive on these documents. Mind you, these are all documents that are responsive to my public records requests that I've made directly to James Uthmeier and John Gard, another person or another attorney at the Attorney General's office. And they're responsive to every other news outlet's requests since April for records related to Hope Florida and the Hope Florida settlement. What was so galling to me when I found out about this 2 week exclusive given to one specific Politico reporter, that was also coupled with lots of commentary from Jeremy Redfern about what to think about the documents when handing them to the reporter, was that the Attorney General's office is the one that drafts the Government in the Sunshine Manual, the Bible of compliance with the Florida Sunshine Law and Public Records Act. We're supposed to be taking advice from James Uthmeier about complying with the Public Records Act when he is obviously very comfortable in criminally violating that act.
Yeah, it's, I like to get public records. I like to get a head start. But the idea of typically what I try to do is just give me an hour. Give me an hour before. But he's also giving it, Redfern and the Attorney General are giving it to a reporter who had no request out there, which is unusual.
Yeah, I found it interesting that this reporter in the article made reference to the fact that he'd received an exclusive for records that I myself had requested, and there was no note in this article about how that was a violation in itself of the Public Records Act. Um, the article itself, it doesn't raise many new issues. I'm not 100% sure what benefit James Uthmeier thought he'd get by pulling this stunt, but the only two new facts that I gleaned from the article were one, John Gard, the signatory from the Attorney General's office who signed the settlement agreement with Centene, believed these were Medicaid funds, and two, that the Attorney General's office, in addition to being comfortable stealing Medicaid funds from the state, is also comfortable blatantly violating the Public Records Act.
Yeah, the thing that jumped out at me in the article was there's one or two sentences in there that Uthmeier had seemed to have very little involvement in the records that were given to Politico, and that to me seemed to be the sentence that they wanted so desperately to have part of this conversation.
Yeah, it's possible. I'll note that the reporter didn't contact ACA for their records. And I'll also note that there was a September 10th meeting at the executive office of the governor, at the governor's office, between ACA and James Uthmeier, presumably, or representatives of the governor. And it was after that date, really, that you started seeing all this activity regarding the settlement, regarding Hope Florida.
Now, do you have the documents now?
I have, I believe, a portion. After the article was published, the Attorney General's office waited until after the article was published. But after it was published yesterday, late after 5 p.m. our time, I did receive what the Attorney General's office claims were the records they gave to this Politico reporter. However, the Politico reporter says that they had 600 documents from the AG's office, and I think I counted about 350 pages that I received in my public records response. So I'm not 100% sure if they're identical or not.
What does it tell you, Alex, that the communication director delivered those documents in hard copy and didn't send them in text, didn't send them in any kind of digital format?
That
To
he's
me,
a
that in
paid
today's world, that's odd.
He's a taxpayer-funded political actor for James Uthmeier personally. He's not a public servant or a public information officer officially serving the public on behalf of the Attorney General's office. He knew that he was violating the law. That's why he did it the way that he did it. And I'll note that the manual the Attorney General's office publishes states that knowing violations of the Public Records Act are punishable by removal from office or a year in jail. These are criminal offenses that the Attorney General's office and his representatives are comfortable engaging in. And it just, again, it tarnishes the entire process. It tarnishes state government when you have an office like the AG's office tasked with enforcing and advising everyone on how to comply with the law, themselves brazenly violating it.
Alex, thank you for coming on today. Let's keep me in the loop. I'd like to make a request of you of those documents, sir. So,
Sure, happy to.
yeah. All right. Thank you. All right.
Sure.
We'll catch up later. Take care.
Bye.
Thanks for watching, and to keep up with what's going on, be sure and subscribe. Just click on the little dog to the right and click the subscribe button. You can also like this video and click on the bell, which will notify you of new content. This really helps the channel grow. We appreciate you.